is still fascinating. Some people view Halloween as a time for fun, trick-or-treating, dressing up in costumes, having themed parties, while others look at it as superstitions, ghosts, goblins, evil spirits, and should be avoided at all costs. All this is according to the Halloween History and Origins website. In this speech, I'm going to go over the origins of Halloween and how it became to what it is today. Halloween can be dated back to the Celtic festival of Samhain. The Celtics who lived 2,000 years ago in the land that is known as Ireland today celebrated their new year on November 1st. October 31st, or Halloween, is when they had their festival of Samhain. This was to mark the end of the harvest, the end of summer, and the start of the cold, dark winter. This is also times associated with human death, for the fact that if you did not have enough crops that season, you wouldn't have enough food to survive through the winter. According to HistoryChannel.com, the Celts believed that the night before the new year, the boundary between the living and the dead was blurred, and the dead could cross over to the living, and the living could cross over to the dead. To commemorate the event, Druids built huge sacred bonfires, and the people would gather to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deities. A few hundred years later, the church wanted to abolish any pagan holidays, and they made November 1st All Saints Day, and made November 2nd All Souls Day. All Souls Day was celebrated the same way as the Celtic Festival of Samhain. They used parades, bonfires, and dressed up in costumes as saints, angels, and devils. The All Saints Day celebration was also known as All Hallows, making October 31st known as All Hallows Eve. Which eventually turned into the name Halloween. All of that is according to HistoryChannel.com. According to the website, The Origins of Halloween, Halloween came to the United States when European immigrants brought their varied custom Halloween traditions over when they migrated. America was flooded with new immigrants, including the Irish fleeing from Ireland because of the potato famine in 1846. By combining Irish and English traditions, Americans began the trick-or-treating tradition that we still celebrate here today. The tradition of dressing up in costumes or trick-or-treating can be dated back to the practice of mumming and guising, in which people would disguise themselves and go door to door asking for food. It could also be traced back to medieval times, a custom called souling in Britain and Ireland, where people would go door to door praying for the dead for food. Trick-or-treating didn't start in the United States until around World War II, according to Radford. And then according to AmericaHaunts.com, originally people carved turnips carved turnips representing spirits and demons to warn off evil spirits from their home, and also to keep their home safe during Halloween. When the European settlers moved to America, they found a shortage of turnips and that pumpkins grew in abundance here, and they were a lot easier to carve than small turnips. And thus the jack-o'-lantern was born, that we still do today. Also, according to AmericaHaunts.com, currently in the United States, there are over 1,200 professional haunted houses and over 300 theme parks that operate horror-themed events. We have a few just around here. Kansas City, you have Worlds of Fun. They have a month-long Halloween event at night. Same with Six Flags in St. Louis and Chicago. Haunted houses can be traced all the way back to early civilization, starting with the Egyptians, the way they built their tombs to ward off evil spirits to confuse them. The first recorded haunted house in history was in the United Kingdom. It was the Orton and Spooner Ghost House, which was built in 1915 as part of the Edwardian Fair. So that's pretty interesting there. And to wrap everything up that we wanted to do today, Halloween started over 2,000 years ago with the Celtic tradition of Samhain. It moved to the United States and has progressed into what we see here today. Over in Ireland, you still have people who practice the pagan rituals and still try to keep to the original Samhain tradition as much as possible. Little fact, according to CBN, Ireland is the only place that considers Halloween a national holiday. They let their kids out of school for a whole week, and they celebrate with big fireworks spectacle. Halloween is just a couple weeks away. We'll be getting trick-or-treaters, carving pumpkins, going to haunted houses. All of this is because of the Samhain festival that took place over 2,000 years ago.